Welcome back to Running Your Best Life. I'm your host, Victor Vizcaino. Today, we're diving into one of the toughest marathons on the planet, the Pikes Peak Marathon. Imagine starting at 6,300 feet, climbing all the way to over 14,000 feet, then making your way back down on rocky, narrow trails. That's what my guest just accomplished. Ethan Sheffler, one of our IronEdge athletes, not only took on this challenge, crushed it. We're going to talk about what it took to prepare, how the race unfolded, what he learned about himself in the process. We'll also talk about how he experienced altitude sickness. If you ever wonder what it takes to run a mountain marathon or how training smart can transform your mindset as much as your body, this episode is for you. Welcome to the show. Welcome, Ethan. Let me just start by, Ethan, for the listeners who don't know you, can you share a little bit about your running background before Pikes Peak?
My first marathon that I've ever done was the Windermere Marathon 3 years ago. I did the Honolulu Marathon in Hawaii and the Mount Rainier 50K about 3 to 4 months ago, which made me make me confident enough to sign up for the Pikes Peak Marathon.
Oh, okay. Like that seed started, what made you decide to sign up for one of the hardest marathons in the world?
I guess I just wanted to challenge myself. I really like challenging myself. And because I heard the views were really great up at Pikes Peak.
Where did you first hear about this race?
I heard about the Pikes Peak Marathon when I did an adventure race about 5 months ago with my uncle who lives in Boulder.
So it wasn't like you did this race. You ran one of the hardest marathons in the world, and you just found out about it about 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Did you feel that the IronEdge program prepared you differently or helped you prepare for this training a little bit?
It did help me a lot prepare for this training differently. When I had trouble with my knees, Victor told me to take it easy and swim or do aqua jogging to help improve my performance.
So finding ways to exercise and keep your fitness up and putting an impact on your knees. That's a good strategy. Now walk us through race morning. What was going through your mind at starting line at that on the 12 sprint?
What was going through my mind was I already knew that this was going to be one of the hardest races that I've ever done, and that it was going to be really steep, but I really like climbing, so
at that point we're looking forward to it?
Looking forward to the climbing part, but I didn't know that I would get altitude sickness.
And that was going to be my next thing, because I know from talking to you on the post race, on the recording that we did, you seemed extremely excited. You know it was going to be a huge challenge, but yeah, you were very excited. So tell us a little bit about that. When that altitude sickness started to hit you, and what did that feel like?
It hit hard. When I hit 10,500 feet of elevation, it started to cut thin, and I felt nauseous, a headache, dizziness, and just I got up to 2 to 3 miles left up from the rest of the climb. I felt really out of breath.
But you said you didn't feel out.
Yeah, did not feel.
Did you ever think that you may not make it?
Then when I got to the top, I was actually thinking about maybe taking the train back down, and I had to sit down for about 20 minutes. And then I told myself that I already made it this far. I can get through this.
And you said when you were talking to me, you said that people who have trained in that altitude seem to be having a better time. They weren't experiencing the sickness altitude that you were experiencing.
because they're used to training at that altitude, so their body is already like accumulated to that, adjusted to that.
Okay. Now, looking back, what surprised you the most about this marathon?
How hard the altitude sickness is.
Yeah, it's a real, isn't it? How did these change your view of yourself as an athlete?
I mean, it showed. I feel like I can do anything as long as I put my mind to it.
I would imagine that you were shooting some of the hardest thing, and that you experienced this tough altitude sickness, and you still managed to have that mindset where I'm gonna finish, do what it takes, take the rest, recover a little bit, and then that seemed like a strategy that worked for you, and you did think that you're unstoppable.
Yeah, when I got to the top, all I was thinking on the way back down was, I just want to finish this race. I wasn't thinking about time at all. And my time at the end of the race was 7 hours and 3 minutes. And my goal time was 8 hours.
That's amazing. That's pretty awesome. And what advice would you give to someone considering Pikes Peaks or another extreme endurance challenge?
Try to train if you can't find anywhere that's high enough, try to at least get out and do, for me, since I live in Spokane, I did Micah Peak and Liberty Lake. Another option would be to go to Spokane and run up Mount Spokane.
Yes. It's hard to find that kind of altitude. I mean, I know that we have some altitude, but I don't think we have close to 14,000 feet. But yeah, absolutely. Maybe if they're from Spokane, you should probably join the IronEdge, because you're going to be with us for a while, and you can let them know what it feels like, and with our combined, we definitely benefit from it.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what are some of your next steps? What do you do? Do you see yourself in another mountain race, or shifting your focus to a different challenge? What do you have coming up?
Coming up, I'm wanting to do the Portland Marathon and the Hayden Lake Marathon. I'm wanting to go for all 50 states. 50 marathons in 50 states.
Nice. That's beautiful. That's amazing. Yes. It's one of the that I'm doing. I've got about 12 left, but I'm only doing the half marathons. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, that is definitely an amazing goal to have. I look forward to being part of your journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. For the listeners, something happened as you came back to Spokane on your trip back. Can you tell us a little bit of that little virus?
I had a sore throat on the drive back to Boulder. I thought that it would just dry throat from not drinking enough water, but it turned out to be a sore throat. And then the next morning I woke up and I had a sore throat, cold, headache, and I wasn't feeling great.
Yeah, I mean, you actually heard a little bit on your throat that you have somewhat of a cold, some virus, absolutely. But yeah.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say to the audience, that's very common. I know you and I were talking about that. I experienced the same thing after one of my marathons, and I did have a hard time. I got sick during the marathon, and when I came back, I tested positive for COVID, and I wondered if my body was fighting that virus I was racing. And it's something to keep in mind, because what I did when I raced, I kept wondering, what the heck did I do wrong? I thought I followed everything. I hydrated, I followed all the rules, but my body still had a hard time. I had a hard time in the race, and it's just one of those things that you don't know when your body's going to contract for a virus, and maybe it's nothing to do with your preparation or your hydration, and more to do with the environment and catching the bug.
I felt like I did everything right, from hydration to fueling. If you don't fuel right, you're not finishing that race, because it's just like you
had quite the adventurous year as far as races. You did some nice, really adventures. You did really good. Ironman Coeur d'Alene was really phenomenal for you. and that was in June. Do you have any triathlons on your horizon?
I want to do a full Ironman next year.
Okay, awesome. IronEdge. What is very coachable. Every time that we are coaches at Team Blaze, myself, James Gable, and Jim Breidenbach, anytime we say, hey, work on this or tweak that, he like picked it up quick and adapted everything that we suggested, and that's how you make improvements. Sometimes we can't see ourselves for the little things that we need to work on, but when there's a coach or somebody that can observe some of the things that you're doing. But the thing that I admire about you is that you would listen right away and make those changes really quick. And if we say, hey, take some time off, that you would, or let's try this, let's try that. Very coachable. Thanks for doing.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. And if you are interested, sign up for the IronEdge program. It really works. And also, if you want to get a hold of me, you can go to eymcoaching.com and set up a free consultation. Okay, guys, till next time, stay